Good morning. Good morning. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Sunil Kumar, and I have the privilege of serving as the president of Tufts University. Thank you all for joining us today. It's my pleasure to welcome you to the 2024 Presidential Civic Life Awards. I'll be brief because it's a lot more fun and inspirational to hear the nominators talk about their awardees, so we'll turn to that. But I wanted to say two things. I had the pleasure earlier this week at the Fletcher School of hosting Dame Jacinda Ardern, the ex-Prime Minister of New Zealand. And in introducing her, I said, one of the things that depresses you as you get older is you hear how much people achieve in how little time. And so I said I was thoroughly depressed, and today I intend to get even more depressed listening to all your... The second thing is there is achievement, and then there is achievement in the service of others. The latter is particularly different. And in Sanskrit, there's a saying, I was forced to take Sanskrit classes from 8th grade through 12th grade. Therefore, I insist on using Sanskrit in every speech I make. This is my payback to my mother. And in Sanskrit, there is a saying that says, Janaseva Janardana Seva, which translates to serving another is the same as serving God. And so thank you for all that you have done serving others, and thank you for all that you'll do serving others. With that, I'll turn it over to Dean Dana Cunningham to open the event and serve as the MC.
Good morning. And welcome. It's wonderful to see so many people here, so many students and faculty, friends and family, as we honor the awardees for the Presidential Awards for Civic Life. I want to especially thank President Kumar for your leadership, for your support in recognizing civic engagement at Tufts, and for hosting this morning's ceremony. I join President Kumar in acknowledging and expressing my gratitude to all of the Tufts faculty, staff, and community members who share in our commitment to civic life, and to our students who have played a crucial role in helping today's honorees thrive as leaders on campus and beyond. I also want to thank my Tisch colleagues, especially Jess Burns, Samara Jones, Abigail Adgate, Jen McAndrew, Waydeen Wright, Michaela Harrington, and Andrea Lasafre. We have a big team, and thanks to all of you for making this event seamless and beautiful. Let me offer a special welcome and my sincere appreciation to all of you family members and friends who are here today. I know that you are so proud of today's awardees, and we are grateful for your unwavering support of them. The Presidential Awards for Civic Life reflect Tufts University's values and its foundational mission, a commitment to educate generations of young people who will solve difficult problems, strengthen our democracy, and change the world for a better. Your leadership could not be more important at this moment. Tufts seeks to embed the values and skills of civic engagement into all corners of a transformational world-class education. This commitment persists to this day, even in the face of tremendous challenges, suffering, and upheaval. Tisch College is the only higher education institution in the country dedicated solely to this work of building, defending, and strengthening democracy. At Tisch, we've articulated a vision for this moment: to build robust, inclusive democracy for an increasingly multiracial society. Looking around this room and learning about all of your incredible accomplishments, the depth and breadth of your service learning, your community-engaged research, your campus leadership, and your far-reaching social impact, it's clear to me that you awardees are at the very core of this mission. We need your leadership in order to solve big challenges and build and sustain a democracy that is at risk. Your achievements are indicative of one of the essential beliefs of Tisch College, that every student has a civic pathway. Today, we honor students from 4 of Tufts graduate and professional schools, as well as undergrads who will next month get their degrees in over half a dozen academic fields. Of course, I'm especially proud that so many of the students we are recognizing today chose some of Tisch College's pathways to civic engagement. Among today's honorees are Tisch Scholars, Tisch Summer Fellows, a Tufts 1+4 Bridge Year Program alum, a Focus Pre-Orientation Program Coordinator, a Tisch College Student Advisory Council member, as well as students who participated in Tisch College's IGL programs and in Tisch College's service learning opportunities at the professional schools. You'll hear about their work and their accomplishments shortly, so I'll not delay the proceedings by singling them out. But know that the entire Tisch College family is immensely proud to have played a small role in your achievements. Let's move on to the award presentations. A few notes before we do. For our honorees, please remain seated while your nominator introduces you at the podium. Then, they will invite you up to receive your award from President Kumar at the end of their introduction. Nominators, after your remarks, please stay up front and join the president in presenting the award and posing for the photos. Each honoree's school dean and co-nominators are also welcome to join for photos if they are present. Please remember to take off your name tags before having your photo taken with the award winner. Feel free to get up and grab more breakfast throughout the ceremony. And finally, please applaud enthusiastically and show your appreciation as we celebrate these outstanding students. We'll begin with the Presidential Awards for graduate students. I'd like to invite Adam Herman, Associate Dean of Admissions and Student Affairs at the Fletcher School, and Alan Nelson, a Fletcher student and fellow honoree, to introduce our first award winner.
Thank you so much. I'm Adam Herman, and along with Alan Nelson, I have the unenviable task of spending 3 minutes and no more than 3 minutes combined talking about Muhammad Anwar and his, how he fits into deserving of this award. And daunted by that task, I've been doing a lot of reading and ran across national bestseller Inclusify by organizational psychologist Stephanie Johnson, which talks about how great leaders and great organizations facilitate 2 things. That is, its members feeling comfortable and at home and psychologically safe and part of something bigger than themselves, and feeling like their individual talents allow them to stand out and succeed on behalf of the organization. And as I was reading that and considering my being at Fletcher for my first year and working with our student council, immediately Muhammad came to mind as someone who exemplifies Inclusify, the idea that as a servant leader on our student council and within our school and within our community, Muhammad works very hard to create common shared humanity and common values within the Fletcher School, while also rarely taking credit and allowing others around him to shine and to have their individual talents and gifts be recognized. So that's been an important thing for me to witness in my journey in my first year as Associate Dean, and I'm grateful to work with Muhammad and students like him. Alan?
Thank you, Mr. Herman. I'm so tempted to pull his leg, but I must behave. Just kidding. Mr. Herman has already introduced Mohammed for his academic rigor and everything, but I know him personally. We call him Bihar Ka Lala, which means the son of Bihar. In the 2 years of Tufts, I was able to see his grit. He was being ambitious, the art of influencing when it comes to supporting friends, family, and communities. He's so good that I told him, like, you can influence people in such a way that you can even sell a comb to a bald person. He's that good. And we also challenge each other by playing chess. And in chess, the game goes on until you lose the king. You're the most valuable piece on the chessboard of life. It's a pleasure to introduce my friend and my fellow winner, Mohammed.
Next, Libby Bradshaw, Assistant Professor in the Department of Public Health and Community Medicine at the Medical School.
Injury prevention is an important part of public health and medicine. I'm here to talk a little bit about Anna Kafetz Dowd, who is an MD MPH student who is graduating in a few weeks. And she was involved with a number of different activities. She worked as a first-year student in our mother lab with Dr. Ndidi Amuta Onakaga and did a lot of mentoring. And her trajectory over the 4 years of medical school and her public health degree, she did a number of different projects in advocacy, education, including at in the corrections facility in Boston, educating and advocating for people. What she did, though, that really took the cake was that in her efforts to think about social justice and anti-racism, she moved from just identifying barriers and issues around barriers and looked at outcomes, not just identifying problems, but really thinking about how do we change them. And she did a number of different projects with the state, looking at quality improvement and healthcare strengthening, really changing what happens for mothers when they, in the perinatal period. And she is also a very accomplished person socially. She managed to get married during her 4 years of medical school and is not here today because she's celebrating her marriage. But a truly wonderful person, as all of our awardees are, really contributing to changing the world. And I think that Tufts can be proud of our awardees and all of our students for the influence that Tisch has had in our lives. Thank you.
Next, I'd like to ask Priya Shanmugam to come up. She's the Associate Professor in Public Health and Community Service Department at the Dental School, and Nance Marks, Tisch College Community Service Coordinator at the Dental School. Priya is also a fellow boot wearer, so take your time, Priya.
Yeah, if you didn't know, it's boot season. I don't know about you, Dean Cunningham, but I was just walking. Good morning, everyone. Please. On behalf of the Department of Public Health and Community Service at the School of Dental Medicine, It is my absolute pleasure to present the 2024 President's Award for Civic Life to Erica Neal, class of 2024, along with Nancy Marks here, for her outstanding community service and remarkable civic leadership. Erica's contributions in advancing Tufts University's community service and public health goals are truly remarkable and make her a well-deserving candidate for this award. She has been a standout student leader and has displayed that through many activities. And she has been contributing significantly in reducing disparities, health disparities, and increasing inclusivity. Some examples are she co-led the founding the Dental Central, which is a dental school's web-based portal designed to support and highlight student organizations' community engagement. She was also one of 4 students who founded Storytime, which is a web-based platform that includes over 50 videos and recordings of dental students reading stories and in 10 different languages that was very helpful for patients and their caregivers and was used in home care, daycare, and the dental clinics. Because of Erica's deep understanding of health disparities based on language, she and her team worked on creating the Tufts Tube, which is a channel that received funding from Tisch Fund, and this was, even further highlighted her deep understanding of the challenges faced by the underserved communities. She also worked at the Boston Living Center, helping individuals with HIV and AIDS, and in her interactions with the members there at the Boston Living Center, she displayed a remarkable level of maturity and professionalism. Erica was awarded the National Health Services Course Scholarship, which is given to students pursuing a career in public health, in primary health care, and she will be working with underserved communities, continuing to provide service to underserved communities upon graduation. Erica has the best qualities needed to both lead and succeed. Her drive and determination to serve and improve the lives of others, and her commitment to social justice and public health make her a well-deserving candidate for this award. And Nancy, you want to jump in?
I just love Erica. That's all I can say. There's nothing you can do other than bask in Erica's warmth and incredible love that she puts out in the world. And I just want to lift up the love part, because you can't do community and civic engagement without loving your fellow person and loving this world. And she's going to just spread her wings and fly. I'm going to miss her. Thank you.
Therefore, yeah, so Erica, come on along.
Next, Quinn Tran, Professor of Practice in Impact Investing at the Fletcher School.
Hi, everyone. I just drove here from downtown Boston, and I can tell you it's my favorite thing to do every week, come to campus. But please don't repeat that to my managers in my office. But really, what an incredible feeling it is to be here with you all and to introduce and recognize our civic leaders. I'm here to talk about Alan Nelson. So he's sitting right there in the middle. Alan is a student who took impact investing last spring. He has been recognized really for his positive and enduring impact, not only on our community, but also beyond, before coming to Fletcher. And I have no doubt that will continue in the future. He truly embodies what I teach in impact investing as how to be an agent of change in your microcosm world, and also, you know, that has a ripple effect more broadly. So last spring, Alan took my class, and not only did I observe his exemplary character as an individual, but also working with his classmates. And I heard so much about his achievements at Fletcher, at Tufts, and then also before he came to Fletcher. And so that caught my eye, and as I got to know him, I invited him to come back to speak to students this year about his work before Fletcher, what inspired him, what keeps him going, and how he has made a difference, because it really has been inspirational for my students to hear. Excuse me. So as just a couple of examples. So at Fletcher and at Tufts, he's been a community leader as a student coach. He has served as a leader in the Christian Fellowship, and he's worked as a graduate student consultant for the World Bank, focused on impact in Kigali. Outside of Fletcher, he's been recognized as a UN champion of change for his social enterprise, where he made a lasting difference to the rural communities in India, focused primarily on empowering women and women entrepreneurs. And I asked him, why did he focus on women? And he said he can tell from observing how his mom, his grandmother, his sister interacts with the community, they make a huge difference in their community. And by empowering them and others like them, he knows it'll have a ripple effect. So that was quite impressive. In terms of other recognitions, his incredible work has been recognized by others, and he's been invited to deliver a TED Talk, which you can find on YouTube. So that's actually a very powerful video. And one of our other community members, nominated Alan, but cannot be here. So I have a quote from Elijah Mensah, and I'll just read it. And he writes, I first met Alan in my early days as an international student looking to find my feet at this great institution. He came across as very affable, extremely humble, and also very approachable. We've become friends since then and have worked on various projects, and he's been extremely supportive. I remember one of our collaborative projects in renewable energy, where Alan championed, led, and developed a comprehensive blueprint to support indigenous solar businesses in North Carolina. Today, I celebrate a friend I can call a brother, even difficult moments, and cheers to a great win and many more to come. Elijah. So on behalf of Elijah, myself, your classmates from last year, your peers from this year, and everybody who has been cheering you on from behind the scenes, congratulations on receiving this wonderful recognition. And please come up so that we can recognize you formally.
Next, I'd like to call up Taina McField, Associate Dean of Strategy, Entrepreneurship, and Global Programs at Tisch College.
Good morning, everyone. I have the pleasure and honor of introducing you to Javier Singh. We've been working, I like pronouncing his name correctly, so hopefully I got it right. So Javier is deeply committed to building clean energy for marginalized groups. His commitment began in India, where he drove energy projects across regions, facilitating the nation's transition towards clean and affordable energy access. In particular, he worked with small and medium enterprises to reduce their carbon footprint by installing clean energy systems or energy efficiency measures. He also worked with battery storage and distributed energy systems for rural and remote communities. The commitment to clean energy access in India brought Javier to Tufts University, to the Urban Environment Policy Planning Department, UEP. At UEP, he is completing his MS in sustainability, focused on fostering inclusive, just, sustainable communities through integrated problem solving that recognizes the interconnectedness of social, ecological, and economic systems. As a Tisch College Freedom Summer Fellow graduate student last year, he spearheaded transformative solar equity initiatives in Newark, Patterson, and Atlantic City, New Jersey. His leadership was pivotal in establishing the Tri-City Coalition, a groundbreaking effort to build wealth and resilience in communities. This initiative is a cornerstone of EPA's Solar for All competition and sought to expand solar power access and prioritize job training, employment opportunities, and empowerment for minority women-owned businesses. Javier's advocacy and strategic efforts during the summer of 2023 culminated in securing $25 million in municipal grant provisions with the state's application, directly benefiting approximately 500,000 residents across these communities. So I've read all his accolades, and I'll tell you a little bit about the person now. Meeting Javier was really transformative, because not only is he a servant leader, but he prioritizes putting community first and holding people accountable to making sure that happens no matter what level they're at, including myself. And so his consistent push to say, where is the community voice here, was resounding and important, because we can get lost in the big numbers of $500,000 and 500,000 people, but where is their voice? And he actually helped to center that, elevate that, and make sure that the resources that were given to New Jersey continue to this day. He didn't just walk away from the project. And so with that, we thank you for all that you did, all that you continue to do, and you are so well deserving of this recognition. So I ask you to come up and get your flowers. Thank you, Javier.
Next, Cindy Rubino, Director of Student Affairs at the Fletcher School, and graduating Fletcher School student, Rosie Shiner.
Good morning, everyone. Our nominee, Rosie, is not here, but she is here in spirit. And we do request a photo with this, actually. So Rosie isn't here. She is doing what she does best, taking the world by storm on a prestigious bar and fellowship and getting everything she possibly can out of her grad school experience. We are just two people that love her dearly and are really excited to talk to you all about her. We are so delighted to accept this award on behalf of Rosie. Rosie is a staple of the Fletcher community and is the kind of caring and thoughtful person that keeps everything running at our school. She puts her heart and soul into even the smallest of tasks, and she does a lot of tasks. Rosie and I are both members of the Fletcher's cover band, the Fletcheros. Through late nights and stressful practice sessions, Rosie's enthusiasm never wavers. She was always ready to be a listening ear, and her dedication to the band shines through whenever we perform. It's difficult to find an initiative that Rosie isn't involved in. While her friends very lovingly ask her to do less, Rosie is determined to be involved wherever she can. Even when Rosie is just a volunteer at community events, she gives it her all. With humility and grace, Rosie not only ensures that her tasks are taken care of, but also that people are taken care of. Rosie genuinely cares about the well-being of the people around her, and she is often the person making sure people have had enough water or have had enough to eat.
I am thrilled to be here today. I'm too short. Sorry. I am thrilled to be here today with Alyssa to celebrate Rosie, who truly deserves this recognition because she is amazing. As co-chair of the ASEAN Society and also of the North Korean Working Group, Rosie has shown outstanding leadership and a genuine commitment to positive change. She's not only left her mark, but has significantly contributed to crucial conversations on human rights and culture. Rosie's dedication and passion have played a vital role in raising awareness and fostering understanding of important issues. One pivotal moment was Rosie's role as an organizer of the Decolonizing International Relations Conference at Fletcher, which happens every fall, and it's an amazing conference. You should all come. Quick plug. Beyond the event's logistical success, Rosie demonstrated visionary leadership by curating a diverse panel of experts who emphasized the critical importance of representation in international relations discussions. This enriched the conference, emphasizing the necessity of diverse perspectives in shaping global dialogue. Another testament of Rosie's commitment is her involvement as one of the organizers of Asia Culture Night. Also, another plug for Fletcher's Culture Nights, they're amazing. This event not only celebrated Asia's vibrant, diverse communities, but also showcased Rosie's exceptional ability to bring people together. Rosie ensured the event was more than just a party, although it was a party, with dumpling making, hot ramen soup contests, performances, but it was a meaningful celebration of unity and cultural exchange. I also want to mention Rosie is just a delight. Look at her. She was a graduate assistant in the Office of Student Affairs, and we worked closely together. And as she was leaving for the Boren Fellowship, we had a moment where it got a little bit emotional in a good way, and we were crying, and I'm not gonna lie, there were tears. But she said, "I left surprises for you around the office, and when you find them, think of me and smile." And to this day, 3 months later, I'm still finding little Fletchero stickers in the most random of places. And I'll tell you, on a bad day when you're running to back-to-back meetings and you're feeling stressed and overwhelmed and you're like, why do I even do this? You find a sticker and it puts a smile on your face because of students like Rosie. That's why we do this. So we're delighted that Rosie is being honored for her tireless work behind the scenes. She makes Fletcher a vibrant and engaging community that cares not only for each other, but for the world around us. So thank you to the committee for recognizing Rosie with this prestigious award.
Jen Greer-Morrissey, will you please come? Jen is the program manager of the Tisch College Civic Life programs at the Health Sciences Graduate Schools.
Hi, everyone. Thanks so much, Dean Cunningham and President Kumar, for this opportunity to celebrate these amazing students. This is one of my favorite days of the year. So how future surgeon Shantiera Taylor was able to accomplish all that she did while a medical student is truly mind-blowing. As curriculum coordinator for our partnership with South Bay House of Correction, she created engaging workshops and safe discussion spaces that helped us ensure a smooth return back to in-person volunteering at the jail following a COVID hiatus. And this compassionate work with marginalized and stigmatized populations made her the perfect choice for our Tisch Summer Fellowship with Boston Healthcare for the Homeless program. As a street medicine fellow, she spent the summer on an interdisciplinary team providing healthcare in shelters, respite facilities, housing programs, and the streets of Boston. These experiences cemented her commitment to holistically care for, listen to, and advocate for socially complex patients. And we had an opportunity to hear about her experience as a street medicine fellow at a panel event that we organized featuring some of our summer fellows. And I do want to say all the panelists did a really wonderful job, but I have never been so grateful for alphabetical order, because Shantiera was the last to present, and all I could think was, thank goodness nobody has to follow her. Her heartfelt, educational, compelling presentation was truly one of the most memorable student presentations I've had the opportunity to see. And typically, once our medical students begin their clinical rotations, they don't really have much time for community work because of their long and demanding shifts at the hospital. So you can imagine my surprise. I follow our community partners on Instagram, and I'm scrolling through, and I see Boston Healthcare for the Homeless program announced that an article was published in the New England Journal of Medicine about the health care of people experiencing homelessness, authored by Shantiera Taylor, along with our Tisch Summer Fellow Supervisor and alum and co-nominator, Dr. David Munson. And now most folks would look at getting published in the New England Journal of Medicine, twice, by the way, this was the first of a two-part series she published, as a significant academic feather in one's cap, and it certainly is, but what I loved is how Shantiera talked about it differently, and it was an opportunity to have these stories and these data get in front of so many medical professionals and really be able to advocate for those patients experiencing homelessness through this high-profile publication. Shantiera also works with Tufts Mother Lab, Maternal Outcomes Translational Health Equity Research, whose mission is to eradicate maternal health disparities Black women face through research, advocacy, and mentorship. And her research compelled her to take action. So first becoming certified, taking a multi-day training to become certified as a doula, you know, in her spare time as a medical student, so that she could better support birth outcomes. And seeing the impact that that had, she helped launch a program which trains our students to serve as volunteer doulas. And she works with a social worker who matches patients who would benefit from doula services but who can't afford one, to our volunteer medical doulas, medical student doulas. So Shantiera's impact on maternal health is not only in the research and her direct patient care, but also her leadership launching this initiative and her mentorship and inspiration of her fellow students. Shantiera exemplifies all of these best qualities that we cherish at Tufts and in our future physicians. Compassionate care, especially for those who've experienced trauma, stigma, or barriers. Insightful research, especially on health inequities, and incredible leadership and advocacy. To be able to take both those patient stories and the data and research and advocate for and affect meaningful change. So speaking of advocacy, next year she will be a general surgery resident with a program called Advocate Healthcare in Illinois, which centers community work in its training. Her future co-residents, faculty, patients, and community are so lucky to have her for all of the reasons I've described and so many more. So on behalf of the School of Medicine and all of her many co-nominators, it is my honor to present the Presidential Award for Civic Life to Shantiera Taylor.
And now on to our undergraduate winners. First, I'd like to call on Katrina Moore, Senior Director of the Africana Center, to present her awardee.
That was quite a walk. Good morning, everyone. I am so excited. I love this event. And I am very honored to be here today to introduce you to Sophia Coker. As the Senior Director of the Africana Center, I had the pleasure of meeting Sophia in the fall of 2020. From our initial conversations, it was clear that she possessed a strong commitment to the well-being of Tufts female-identifying students of African descent, ensuring that they receive the necessary information and mentoring for a successful acclimation to the campus environment. Sophia joined the Africana Center's Black Women's Collective program, which is a platform offering a weekly forum to discuss current events related to cultural, sexual, and racial identity, and fostering healthy relationships in a safe and welcoming space. And she served as co-coordinator for the Africana Center's inaugural Black Women's Empowerment Conference as part of the Tisch Scholars Project. This groundbreaking event aimed to uplift Black women through lectures, panels, and workshops featuring scholars, industry professionals, and influencers. Thanks to Sophia's exceptional event planning skills, the virtual and student-run 2020 conference attracted over 200 registrants from schools across New England. The conference addressed crucial topics such as mental health, professional development, and civil and political engagement. Sophia's commitment to community extends beyond Tufts, as evidenced by her upbringing in Dorchester, Massachusetts, where she learned the value of community activism. Her double majors in economics and international relations align with her passion for economic development in the global South and understanding of oppression leading to economic disenfranchisement. Her global presence was enriched during her studies in Accra, Ghana, and London as an Anne Borgensani's Prize recipient. She volunteered for the Ilima Lab in Accra and focused on period education and intervention strategies for KAE, a female headquarters in Ghanaian markets. Her later solo research in June of 23 explored a community and coalition building among the KAE, shaping her aspirations for a future career in human-centered research and public policy through an economic lens. Beyond academics, Sophia interned with organizations such as the Atlantic Council, Bretton Woods, Next Generation Fellowship, and J.P. Morgan Chase and Company, Advancing Black Pathways Fellowship. And the Tisch Scholars Program further enabled her to intern at the Massachusetts Law Reform Institute and the Massachusetts Voter Table, merging law and advocacy to shape policy for marginalized groups. I am so excited for Sophia being selected to be the Wendell Phillips Baccalaureate Speaker. I cannot wait. And after graduation, she will be interning in Luce Scholar, working in Jakarta, Indonesia, at an economic research institute. Wow. Sophia Veronica Macia Coker is an extraordinary young woman with vision and passion for uplifting marginalized communities and reshaping systems of power. I'm confident that her remarkable leadership and dedication will pave the way for her phenomenal success. And I will truly, on a personal note, miss Saffiyah, being in the Africana Center and really checking on me and making sure that everything is going well. I am just extraordinarily proud to introduce Sophia Coker.
Irina Kotsoli, a graduating senior in the School of Engineering. Will you please come forward?
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming. I first met Alex the summer before we started college at a coffee shop in Athens, where I'm from. She had messaged me because we had seen that we would be living in the same dorm, and she wanted to reach out. I was immediately touched by her kindness and warmth. She met me on the way to her work at the Aleonas refugee camp, where she was volunteering at an NGO there. She is Greek-American, and I was amazed that this girl had dedicated her summer to long work days in a difficult refugee context, especially during COVID. Alex's passion for community building and the people around her is both inspiring and unwavering. When you speak to her, you feel her determination shine through, and her big smile reassures you that she won't let you or anyone else down. She is widely known across the senior class as a leader who is going to go far, because she won't stop until she's done all she can for the cause she cares about. In this process, Alex will make you also feel connected to her work by constantly engaging in conversation with the people around her to raise awareness in us and stimulate action. She began her civic engagement before even coming to campus by partaking in the 1+4 bridge year program in India, the sole student to do so. There, she helped her students build a library, and she always chaperoned for them to different activities during her weekends to be their biggest cheerleader. Her unwavering persistence and love guide her actions, and I have always been by Alex's ability to connect with people on all corners of the globe. During COVID, she organized talks on Zoom for her Middle East research group and always sent out information to make sure others knew what was going on. She's always adamant that her friends know about current events, both in the Tufts community and out, and her engagement demonstrates what effective public service looks like. Alex brings her commitment for global civic engagement and social justice to the Tufts community and beyond. She planned the symposium on the American withdrawal from Afghanistan right as we got back to school for sophomore year, and she recruited people she had personally worked with to share and amplify the Afghan voices. When studying abroad in Jordan last year to learn more about refugee rights on the ground, she continued to organize events at Tufts and connect people together. This year, Alex has consistently engaged with people in dialogues and showed up for others. Her leadership through love and commitment to empowering all those around her in whatever capacity she's in gives me hope for humanity. I am sure she will only continue building community with passion when she begins her next journey in Thailand in August, working as a global community fellow with students in Myanmar's Parama University. Congratulations, Alex Dingle. Please come up.
Jennifer Riley, Communications Specialist at the Office of Sustainability. Will you please come up?
Good morning, everyone. It is my immense pleasure to be here today to talk about someone who's made a huge impact on our office and the Tufts community as a whole, Adrien Huck. Activist, educator, advisor, and founder. These are just a few of the roles that Adrien has played during their time as a Tufts student. Adrien embodies what it means to live a civically minded life. They channel their interests and passions into efforts that leave a profoundly positive impact on the people and communities around them. As a sustainability communications intern, and later as a Sustainable Core Fellow, Adrien has engaged their fellow students in climate action, education, and advocacy. They have helped expand the inclusivity of Tufts' sustainable community, welcoming in students of all experiences and perspectives. In their home state of Connecticut, Adrien has flourished into a local climate leader. They co-founded New Haven Climate Movement's Youth Action Team, gathering high school and college-age activists to mobilize residents and to fight for bold investments and government policies to address climate change. Through other volunteer roles and internships, Adrien has managed a program to advance youth-led climate education, worked with multiple municipalities to complete sustainable actions and certifications, and has served on the Connecticut Equity and Environmental Justice Advisory Council Energy Subcommittee and the Connecticut Climate Education Advisory Committee. Finally, they have taken their experience on the road, attending and presenting at climate conferences in Washington, D.C., California, and the Yale School of the Environment, where I'm so pleased to share that they will be studying in the fall, pursuing a master's degree of environmental management. I know, incredible. While doing all of this impressive work, Adrien has inspired their peers and mentors, myself included, to approach sustainability work with positivity, acceptance, and celebration. And so it is my honor to celebrate Adrien today as a recipient of the Presidential Award for Civic Life.
And now, Ann Ward, Education and Outreach Specialist at the Office of Sustainability.
I gotta stay on script because I'm a known crier, and hearing Jen talk about Adrien made me tear up a little bit. So, staying on script, it is my honor to introduce Shasha Kingston as an awardee for the Presidential Award for Civic Life. Shasha is a biology, psychology, and environmental studies triple major, which, like many other award recipients here today, marks her as a true overachiever. I've sincerely enjoyed getting to know Shasha during her time working for the Office of Sustainability, where she's had an incredible impact on our office and the broader campus at large. At Tufts, Shasha's leadership has resulted in very material change. Through her work founding a student-run equity and justice working group with her peers, Shasha made recommendations to our office about integrating equity into our student programming. She was nationally recognized for this work when she was named a finalist for the ASHE Racial Equity and Sustainability Collaboration Award, but in true Shasha fashion, instead of taking credit, she was sure to frame this work as a group effort, which In truth, it was, but without Shasha, who is a key driver of these changes, it wouldn't have been possible. The result of all of her work has been the creation of a new student program called the Sustainable Core Fellows, where sustainable action, equity, and celebration are all central to the mission. As a founding member and current coordinator of this group, Shasha helps to foster a culture of sustainability at Tufts by engaging in inclusive community building. As the program's leader, Shasha has enabled partnerships between core fellows and different community partners, departments, student organizations, and identity centers on campus. Her approach to relationship building has greatly enhanced the program's impact and empowered other students to work collaboratively. Since I've known her, I've watched Shasha strive to make the world a more just, sustainable place. She is an intersectional thinker who tirelessly supports her peers in their collective change-making efforts. Shasha, you inspire me, and I'm gonna miss you so much next year. What I've shared here today highlights just a few of the ways that Tufts community has greatly benefited from your leadership, and I congratulate you on this much-deserved award and welcome you up to receive the honor.
Next, Tisch's very own Wadeen Wright, Student Outreach Coordinator at Tisch College.
Thank you, Dana, and thank you to everyone for showing up for their awardee today. It's nice to see everyone, and congratulations to all award winners. Today, I have the honor and privilege of presenting the Presidential Award for Civic Life to Sabah Lokhandwala. In the 3 years that I've known Sabah, I have witnessed her growth and positive impact across this campus and beyond. Between Sabah's leadership in the Tufts community and her focus on civic engagement and social justice, her commitment to and eagerness for being an agent for social change inspires everyone around her. As the director of the Tufts South Asian Political Action Community, better known as SAPIC, Sabah is passionate about connecting elements of her culture and identity with thought-provoking political commentary and a unique view of diverse representation. She invested great time and energy in SAPIC through events like the annual POC Affinity Fashion Show with multiple student groups and hundreds of attendees, fundraisers, and academic symposiums about South Asian politics. This past academic year, Sabah continued to bring conversations and perspectives about culture into an academic space as a peer instructor for the X College, where she co-created and co-taught a class on how to practice Mendi, or henna, alongside instruction about the social, political, and cultural significance of the art practice in South Asia. Along with these amazing achievements and accomplishments, I have had the pleasure of meeting Sabah through the Tisch Scholars Program, a leadership development program that combines academic coursework, fieldwork in local communities, skill building, and critical reflection. As a Tisch Scholar for the past 3 years, Sabah has worked at various local legal aid organizations and is currently working on a capstone project about immigration, legal aid access, and the importance of storytelling, which she will present later today. Sabah is also one of 2 teaching assistants for the first-year cohort in the Tisch Scholars Program, where she's working with me to implement lesson plans, foster community building, among many other things. Sabah, I could not have gotten through this semester without your leadership, and I respect you so much as an educator, and thank you so much for being alongside me then and now. Sabah has continued to foster a space that encourages current first years in the program to challenge themselves and to navigate their purpose in the civic life realm. In addition to her leadership, her warm and welcoming personality allows students to find comfort and confide in her as a peer and a compassionate person. She is a pillar in the program as both a scholar and a TA, and she has set the bar incredibly high for students who will come after her. Sabah, thank you so much again for all that you do, all of your hard work, and all of your dedication for the past 3 years. It has been the biggest privilege to get to watch you grow throughout these years and to work alongside you. Wherever you go, I know you will continue to shine and inspire others with the brilliant ideas and profound perspectives that you hold. Sabah, please come up and accept this award.
University Chaplain Elise Nelson Winger, please come up.
Good morning. A few months ago, Katrina Moore and I read each other's mind and decided that we would together nominate Wanty Nana for this prestigious award, and we're so delighted to learn that he has become one of the recipients. On an early evening in March 22, students stood side by side in silence and solidarity at the Interfaith Center, awash in grief and shock in the wake of a tragic death of a fellow student and friend. We stood in painful silence. It persisted for minutes on end after we had invited students to share words of support. And then a student spoke, offering words of deep care to those who had lost a beloved friend. The speaker, too, had lost a friend traumatically just that past fall on campus and knew what the support of community and friends meant in these moments. I was moved by this student's emotional intelligence and spiritual care. I had not seen an undergraduate speak with such vulnerability and hope to others in the throes of grief. I did not know the student, but days later, Wanci met with me at Goddard Chapel, and there began a series of conversations that have continued ever since. Likewise, Katrina Moore's experience with Wanci, beginning with the pre-O program Squad, confirmed that he was here to connect and make change. He started JAM, Jumbos for the Advancement of Minorities, his first year. He was a transformative leader for the Black Men's Group. He has served Student Senate for the past 2 years, played on the varsity men's soccer team, and been a part of Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity. At the University Chaplaincy, Wanci has been a leader among leaders, serving as an interfaith ambassador since fall 22. He's also been a fellow with the Building Interfaith Leadership Initiative, a national cohort of undergraduate leaders. Wanci's insight and contributions to that program were confirmed when he was asked to be one of 3 university students on a conference panel sponsored by the Office for Faith-Based and Neighborhood Partnerships at the U.S. Department of Education in July 23. As an interfaith ambassador, Wanci has made so many contributions to this team's shared work. Wanci operates from a place of deep empathy and critical engagement. He cares about what it means to live in a diverse society. He genuinely wants people to know who they are and what they are for, and to serve the common good. I've seen these commitments come alive in 3 distinct ways. In September of 23, Wanci invited chaplaincy and CMHS staff to join him for a roundtable discussion on Mindful Mastery, a Student's Guide. He was deliberate in inviting people who would bring a diversity of perspectives to mindfulness and self-care, and the structure of the event demonstrated the seriousness with which Wanci operates in creating spaces where everyone feels empowered to contribute and reflect. He did this again a few months later in a community discussion around vocation, professional, and spiritual synergy, again bringing together a panel of people from diverse backgrounds, faith practices, and disciplines. And again in January 24, Wanci collaborated with members of Tuppet to offer a restorative justice circle responding to the question, what is resistance? Building on King's legacy, Wanci created a generative, hospitable space once again for people to share and reflect on King's legacy and their own lives. I have always been amazed and grateful for Wanci's vision in creating these kinds of events. He knows that community and relationships are central to what it means to be a religiously and racially diverse society. Wanci is an extraordinary student whose presence at Tufts will have a lasting impact on classes to come. He's a transformative leader whose intellectual and spiritual gifts are matched with that inspiring commitment to build community for the sake of the common good. Wanci, congratulations.
And now, finally, Calvin Zhao, Senior Student Programs Administrator at Tisch College. Oh.
Hi, everyone. I am honored to boast about Matt Ung for the Presidential Life Award for Civic Life. Over the past 4 years, Matt has exemplified a commitment to critical community engagement with a focus on the intersection of community-based work and computer science. I first got to know Matt when Matt was a coordinator of Focus, our Tisch College pre-orientation program centered on community service for first-year students. As coordinator, Matt collaborated with a wide range of community organizations to coordinate dozens of service experiences and managed program logistics to take care of and organize 75 student staff members and 180 student participants. Matt approached his role with thoughtfulness, empathy, and criticality. He and his co-coordinators were the first team to implement a critical service approach to the program, guiding Focus to become more conscious of power dynamics, root causes of community inequities, and the role of service within social change. Following Focus, Matt continued his passion for community-based work through Jumbo Code, a student organization that provides software solutions and support to community organizations. As both a developer and head of client management, Matt deepened his connections with the very same community organizations he worked with during Focus, including organizations like the Bi Women Quarterly, Somerville Homeless Coalition, Emerald Necklace Conservatory, and more. He found ways in which Tufts computer science students could leverage their coding skills to support local organizations through the design of websites, mobile apps, or other software, helping create year-long projects where Tufts students and community partners mutually learned from each other and provided value to one another. In his senior year, Matt has dedicated significant time to supporting Potencia, a nonprofit organization that provides English language training for immigrants, with building a custom mobile application. He also currently serves as a student representative to help develop a new cybersecurity center at Tufts that focuses on democratizing access to cybersecurity services for nonprofit and other under-resourced organizations. At a time when civic, community-based perspectives are urgently needed across all disciplines, Matt has provided a roadmap on how to center thoughtful and impactful community engagement within his computer science studies. He recognizes the social responsibility engineers have and consistently seeks to innovate with a community-based lens. In every aspect, Matt, you are truly a deserving winner of the Presidential Award, and I am so honored to be here with you today. Congratulations.
So this morning has just been great. Thanks to all of you for joining us for this wonderful celebration. Thanks especially to the awardees for the important and inspiring work that you are doing, that you've done at Tufts, and that we know you will continue to do as you continue to serve and care for others and lead in your journey forward. Please join me in one more round of applause for these amazing winners. Your dedication and leadership lift all of us up, and we are so proud to honor you today. While this marks the end of our ceremony, I invite you to stay and visit with one another, take photos, and continue to enjoy the reception, eat more food. Thank you.